Hi, I'm First Lieutenant Jennifer Messina from Derry, New Hampshire.
Hi, I'm Specialist Jeremy Lopez from Miami, Florida.
I'm Specialist William China. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
I'm Specialist John Russell from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I want to wish America happy birthday. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, and be careful with those fireworks.
Truist Park is rocking on this Independence Day 2022. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's great to be back home for Braves baseball. It's brought to you by Truist. Big homestand starts. The Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals start a 4-gamer tonight before a capacity crowd. Hi again, everybody. Happy 4th of July with my two firecracker partners, Brian Jordan, Paul Bird. Great to be back with you for Braves baseball. BJ, here we go. Braves and Redbirds, first of 4, an important series, and 2 healthy guys coming back.
Well, it's America's Day, and it's the Braves Day, because we got Tyler Maxick back, Eddie Rosario. We are starting to get healthy, Chip.
We are getting healthy, and Birdie, when you have Kyle Wright on the mound, you feel good about your chances. He leads the team in wins.
I love it. A lot of great young players on this team. Kyle Wright is one of them. If he's got the sinker and the slider going, really good last outing if he does that. No fireworks on the other side. I got to tell you this, guys, 4th of July, Braves are America's team. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and even I know that.
Yeah, let's have some hot dogs. Let's have some apple pie. More importantly, let's have a Braves win in Game 1 on this 4th of July here in Atlanta, Georgia. The weather is hot. So are the Braves. They host the Cardinals in Game 1 in Atlanta. Starting lineup's first pitch coming right up. We welcome you back to Atlanta for Independence Day 2022. Packed house here. The Braves and Cardinals in their red, white, and blue for Game 1 of this very important 4-game series. The Braves start action today, 3.5 games behind the New York Mets. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Cincinnati Reds and start a 10-game homestand after a spectacular pregame ceremony, a fantastic flyover, and of course a crowd that is ready to rock and roll here on July the 4th. The St. Louis Cardinals come in 2 games behind the Brewers. They're 44-37. That's Ali Marmol, their new skipper. This Cardinal lineup is missing some key players, but as you heard on the pregame show, with Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado in the middle of the lineup, you've got to be paying close attention to them. Who better to get the homestand and series started, though, guys, than Kyle Wright, who has 9 wins and looks to join some rarefied air if he can win today, Paul Berg.
Well, you see the numbers. I love the walks, the strikeouts rate. That's over 3-1. He's been fantastic. Very good sinker, curveball. Great last outing. Keep the ball on the ground.
As you heard Brian mention a moment ago, it has been a great day for the Braves. They're getting healthier. Eddie Rosario is back in the lineup since going to the injured list on April 25th with retinal surgery. As you heard Nick Green say on Braves Live, BJ, not a lot of at-bats, not a ton of offensive success, but why not rehab up here and give the Braves a little more lefty-righty balance, which I'm sure is one of your 4 keys for victory tonight.
Well, for Kyle Wright, he has to get ahead of these hitters. They got some pretty good hitters in that lineup, especially that 3-4 combination in Goldschmidt and Arenado that you mentioned. And the hitters, they have to be patient off Dakota. If he doesn't get that sinker called for a strike early in that low strike, he's going to struggle, so be patient today.
Tommy Edman leads things off for the Cardinals and takes a called strike. 89 steamy degrees here in Atlanta. Some big puffy clouds overhead at Truist Park. As Kyle Wright quickly gets ahead, 0-2. Kyle was brilliant last start against the Phillies. Gave up 1 run, 3 hits in 7 innings through 95 pitches. Bertie, he was incredibly efficient all night long.
When he gets ahead in the count and throws strikes like right here, hitters have to swing. Just like that. Fantastic curveball. Way to go, Kyle. Way to make me look good out of the chute. 85-mile-an-hour curve. Looks like it's middle. And when you're ahead in the count 0-2 as a hitter, you have to respect that, and you see the swing.
Wow, that's just a nasty curveball breaking down. And the good thing about that, it's a competitive pitch. That's why guys got to swing at that with 2 strikes.
Brendan Donovan, the hitter for St. Louis, and it's strike after strike from Kyle Wright. Donovan leads all National League rookies in hits this year, so he's got his eyes on the Rookie of the Year honors, as does Michael Harris for the Braves.
This young kid, Donovan, he has an old school swing. He's not swinging with that launch angle. He swings more flat, and that's why he's hitting the ball all over the place, and that's why teams do not shift on him as much.
On the ground, slowly hit toward Gosselin. Phil's got that, and Wright gets a ground ball out for number 2 here in the first inning. And now you head into the teeth of the Cardinal offense. If you guys have to face Goldschmidt and Arenado, this is how you want to do it with nobody aboard, right, Paul?
No, you're absolutely right. You don't want guys on base when these guys come up. I don't want to say the rest of the lineup isn't good. They're very good. They're major league players on a good team. But you have 2 of the best hitters in all of baseball playing well right now. You don't want guys on when they walk up.
Goldschmidt leads the league in hitting and maybe leads the MVP race. And he's the designated hitter for the Cardinals today, who arrived to town around 2 a.m. after playing late last night, got to their team hotel, and got to experience the start of the Peachtree Road Race at 6 a.m. Check swing foul. It's 0-2. So they might be a little sleep deprived here in the early innings.
Well, we sure hope so. The way Kyle Wright is throwing right now, they look that way.
I remember having to use aliases when you moved in to the opposing team hotel, because guys, if you used your normal name and you were pitching, they would knock on your door at 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Strike 3. Kyle Wright, 2 strikeouts, a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Can't do any better than that. Here come the Braves at home on the 4th of July. No score at Truist Park. Of the first inning, it's great to see Ronald Acuna Jr. leading off the Toyota starting lineup for Atlanta. Dansby Swanson, Matt Olson, the others in the top 3, as BJ mentioned. Eddie Rosario is back in the lineup. He'll be in left field hitting 7th for Atlanta tonight, and they'll be facing Dakota Hudson, who leads the Cardinals team in wins this year, but pitches a little differently, guys, than Kyle Wright does.
Oh, you're right. They both have heavy sinkers. He relies more on the slider than the curveball. He will walk more people. Doesn't have quite the strikeouts that Wright has. And he's been working slowly this year, so they're trying to get him to improve that tempo. He and Yachty now using pitch calm and hoping that that helps out, so we'll see.
How about Ronald Acuna's career, guys? Versus left-hand pitches, he's hitting 283. Versus right, 281. And at home, he's hitting 283. And on the road, he's hitting 280. That is some even numbers all the way across the board.
And his night starts with a foul ball at the plate. It's 0-1 for Ronald, who reached base in 8 of his 15 plate appearances against the Reds.
Not too many players in the league can say that. That is almost even across the board. Wow.
That's low and away for Ronald. It's an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For those of you who have said Brian Jordan always says be aggressive, today he said be patient.
That's right. That's the word on Dakota Hudson. One, he's going to be a slow pitcher.
Rifled toward right. That ball carrying up toward the wall, and a leaping grab made by Capel. Nicely done. Acuna gave it a ride, but he's retired for the first out. Good sign to elevate the ball against this guy early on.
Yeah, with the humidity too, I'm surprised that ball didn't carry to the wall.
If you're going to run into the wall, that's the place to do it.
Yeah.
Here's Dansby Swanson. Smoked into the gap in left center. Big turnaround first. Dansby on his way to second. He's got 8 hits in his last 15 at bats. He's hotter than the Georgia asphalt.
How about that, man? I said be patient, and Dansby goes up there and sees the first pitch. Knew he was going to try to get ahead and drives this ball. Stayed on top of it. Man, easy double for Dansby. He is just hot as a tamale.
So 17 doubles for Swanson. Matt Olson is the hitter. He has 31 doubles for the Braves. That's a franchise record before the All-Star break. And that's in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes for Olson. Man, love the patriotic arm sleeves, the patriotic batting gloves. Great look on the 4th of July.
I agree.
Good lead by Dansby. Cardinals shift on Olson. And Matt takes downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
I love what teams do now with celebrating certain days. You bringing in new gloves and sleeves. I mean, it is unbelievable. Great revenue coming in for that.
Line drive into left field, a base hit. Here comes Dansby around. He's going to score, and the Braves strike first.
How about Olson taking a couple of pitches down in the zone, waiting to get one up. That ball's breaking down and away, and he kept his head on it and drove it into the gap. Perfect. Perfect for Olson.
Love the camera angle on that sinker as you see the 4th of July chop. Got to say America when you do that today. But I loved how he went down and got it. Hudson leads the league in ground balls and double plays. So not everybody can get the ball up in the air, but so far the Braves have managed to get it off the ground.
Austin Riley's done that too. A couple of homers on the road trip. He scored 5 runs for the Braves. And didn't get that. It's quickly 0-2.
Well, that's what I mean about being patient, because he's going to nibble. He's going to throw the slot in. He's going to throw that sinker down in the zone. If you force him to get that ball up, you got a good chance of driving it.
Well, if I'm pitching and all of a sudden it's a laser show out of the gate, I am switching to my second pitch, which for Hudson is the slider. So he didn't waste any time in going to it.
No shift for Austin Riley, who has 27 multi-hit games for the Braves. And this is going to be such a fun series. You've got Olson and Riley for the Braves, Goldschmidt and Arenado for the Cardinals. You've got Donovan versus Michael Harris for the Rookie of the Year honors, perhaps. You've got a flame-throwing Cardinal bullpen against a strikeout-throwing Atlanta Braves bullpen for the next 4 games. Should be a lot of fun. Cork toward third. Arenado will fire to second for 1. And the turn is in plenty of time. There's that double play ball from Dakota Hudson, but not before Kyle Wright's been given a 1-0 lead on a Matt Olson RBI hit in the first. They enjoy a 1-0 lead. Time to check in with our pal Nick Green, who's standing by the Braves dugout. Happy 4th, Nick.
Happy 4th. Thanks, Chip. You know, when you look at Kyle Wright on the mound for his second inning, he was outstanding in the first inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. He was great his last start against Philadelphia, but the previous 2 had really struggled with fastball command. So I asked Rick Kranitz what the difference was last time out. He said they had worked on kind of focusing on, as far as mentality was concerned, getting the ball down, working that downhill angle. to kind of tighten up the mechanics so he's not flying open quite as much, so the consistency is a little bit better. He said he's not going to continue to pitch down because he's had success up, but he's going to be able to have more room for error and more consistency with all of his pitches.
Well, you can't complain, Nick, about the ratio for Kyle Wright so far. He's faced 4 Cardinal hitters. He's thrown 10 strikes and no balls.
Well, he has to be careful with this 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters on Saturday against the Phillies. They went back to back to back to back. First time in Cardinal history, 4 home runs consecutively. Man.
Nolan Arenado, 17 homers, 55 driven in. And there's that pitch up that Nick was talking about. And Nolan was a little late. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good slider right there. Up, but had late life. And I got to tell you guys, I shook Arenado's hand before the game. He could have crushed me anytime he wanted. Slight squeeze. Oh my gosh, the vice grip.
That's poked toward Riley at third. Tough play. Bare hand grab. Fires to first, and Olsen had to come off the bag. And Nolan Arenado with a soft infield hit is the first St. Louis base runner of the game.
Wow, you just got to tip your cap if you're a pitcher there. That was a nasty pitch. He was able to put the bat on that ball. Going down and away. Good effort by Austin Riley here, but just a little off.
Both these pitchers today are tops in the league at ground balls, so you're going to see a lot of that as an infielder. I'd love to get Nick Green's thoughts on that. You're fired up for that kind of a game, but that's the unfortunate part about being a sinker ball pitcher is you give up a lot of cheap hits that just never get there.
Well, Hudson got a double play ball. Let's see if Kyle can get one from Nolan Gorman. This guy has been talked of as the third base prospect of the future for St. Louis. Well, they've got him playing second now. And with 7 home runs, Gorman 18 ribbies and a .248 batting average.
Paul, how frustrating is it throwing that many strikes and you throw that nasty pitch down and away off the zone, and a guy like Arenado gets a hit, a weak hit at that?
It's going to take more than one to get you really frustrated, but you're like, man, I hope it's not one of those kind of days.
Up and away to Gorman, 2 balls and a strike. So, Nick, the guys are making a good point. As an infielder with these ground ball pitchers, you'd best be on your toes, right?
And that's kind of what you want as an infielder. You want somebody to work quick. You want the ball on the ground. You don't want to be standing around and be flat-footed. So it's always a pleasure to be behind those guys, especially when they're on. And when you look at ground balls, too, as far as like Arenado the last inning, he's on his toes. He knows he can get that double play. And that's what we play for as infielders, to try to get as many outs as possible. When the guy on the mound is getting ground balls, it feels really good.
Dangerous pitch to a powerful hitter, Nolan Gorman, 3 balls and a strike. And he lost him. 2 aboard, nobody out.
I like what Greeny said about working fast too. As an infielder, you're ready. You want to be on your toes. You don't want to be sitting back with a slow pitcher. Wright working faster than Hudson, and then in this situation when you get a walk, you always know, hey, double play's 1 pitch away.
Well, I can tell you as an outfielder, we love when pitchers threw a quick game because it keeps us on our toes to make good plays out there.
This is Juan Yepez, who's playing first base today, so Goldschmidt can DH. Yepez ought to be a familiar name to Braves fans. He was in the organization and was sent to the Cardinals for Matt Adams a couple of years ago. And Yepez having a nice run for the Cardinals, 10 home runs. Infield hit and a walk starts the Cardinals' second. High fly ball toward left. Rosario's first chance. Welcome back, Eddie. No problem. There's out number one.
There you go.
Yeah, good to see Eddie back out there in the outfield. You know, I think early in the season, nobody knew what was wrong, and he was out there trying his best. And I think he was in San Diego when he just totally misplayed a fly ball right to him. And I figured something had to be wrong, and then bam, you find out he had an eye problem, a scratch on his eye. That was amazing.
He actually had retinal surgery.
That's right.
And back for the first time since going on the IL back in April 25th to be exact. As Dylan Carlson digs in. Carlson at 255. He's got 5 homers. DJ mentioned the Redbird team hit 4 homers in a row against the Phillies. Carlson hit the last one, and the Hall of Fame wanted his bat. So hopefully they took the one with all the hits in it the rest of the series.
I don't know if I'd want to give that up, BJ.
No, I wouldn't have.
Good curveball, and Carlson now a 1-1 count.
You look at this Cardinal team, though. You look at Goldschmidt, Arenado. Then you got a bunch of younger guys around. You know, with no Molina catching right now. This is a young ball club.
Harrison Bader's out among their position players too. As right ready, 2 aboard the pitch. Carlson took that. 3 straight curveballs. Right is way ahead. A ball, 2 strikes. Wasted the fastball high.
That looked 100 after those 3 curves. Good stuff today. Good movement on the fastball. The slider is sharp. Just a matter of getting ahead and locating.
The Braves lead 1-0 on a Matt Olson run scoring hit. St. Louis threatening here in the second as this one hit in the air to center, but right at Michael Harris. That'll be a can of corn for the Braves kid in center. Runner is going to try to tag and move up. It's cut off. And Arenado moves up on a fly ball to straightaway center. Cardinal runners at the corners with 2 outs.
That's the old deke right there. Arenado kind of walks back to second like he's not going to tag. And this is all experience for Michael Harris here. I mean, you got to get behind every ball and throw it like he's going to tag up every time. And that's just a veteran right there in Arenado setting him up. I know Michael Harris out there kicking himself.
Well, I like what you said. It's a good learning opportunity. Lesson you hear so much in this game is you cannot assume anything.
Connor Capel is the hitter. He started in left field yesterday. He's already made a good catch in right tonight for the Cardinals. He hits with 2 outs.
It's kind of funny because their coach Willie McGee did that to me when I was young. He was with the Giants, and I catch a ball in left field, and he's at second base looking like he's just going back, walking back, and next thing you know, he takes off, and I panicked. I think I threw it over everybody's head. But it was an early learning experience for me.
Yeah, we were talking with Willie before the game in the Cardinals clubhouse, and I think he reminded you of that, Brian.
He sure did.
He was bent over at the waist laughing at you when you walked in. First 2 Cardinal hitters reached in the second. The last 2 have flied out. 1 more out to get for Connor Capel. And that's in for a strike. It's 1-2.
How about that? Coming up in the Cardinal organization, Willie McGee and Ozzie Smith, my mentors.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Nolan's at first and third for St. Louis. The pitch is over the screen back toward us, foul. We'll try again.
Hey, Chip, I was watching the game in Cincinnati, and Jeff Francoeur had an opportunity to catch a foul ball. What happened?
Just like when the dinner check came, the arms got a little too short. He did. He gator armed it. Up at the Great American Ballpark, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And time called. But in fairness, Arcia hit it, and it was coming back with, shall we say, a little anger. Kyle's had to work a little harder than he'd like here in the 2nd inning. As a 1-2 pitch for Connor Capel is on the way, and it's skied toward left. Rosario retreats. He's got it. And Kyle Wright works around a 2-on, nobody out scenario, and he protects a 1-0 lead. Smiling about. We'll explain what we mean on our Bounty Quick Stats. Look at what the Braves have done over the last 30 games.
Guys, they have been terrific. Look at first and runs, slugging percentage. And I got to say, I mean, Dansby Swanson really got hot at the beginning of the month. Michael Harris at the end of May came up, and it seemed like this was a different team. And look at the numbers. It tells you that 60 home runs in the month of June. They just dominated, Paul.
Well, you look at that home run, 60 in the month of June. Are you ready for this, BJ? You wanted consistency after the pitch. Atlanta runs via home runs. 2020, 48%. 2021, 48%. 2022.
Wow, 48%. Amazing.
Travis d'Arnaud's gotten into some of that fun as well. 7 homers, 12 extra base hits in the month of June. 11 homers overall. Boy, he and Contreras have been a great combo, and he's got a line drive hit to start the Braves' 2nd. 3rd hit already for the Braves in this game.
You know, I almost look at it as a competition, because once Contreras came up and got off to a hot start, it almost like pumped d'Arnaud up, and his power numbers just took off. So I love the little competition. Contreras gets the DH, but probably the best catching combo in the league.
Well, as far as RBIs go, you're right, Brian. 53 of them between those 2 men for Atlanta. That's more than any other major league catching tandem. At that position, Marcell Ozuna, coming off a 2-homer game yesterday against the Reds. And they were missiles.
They were. I mean, he was able to drop the head on some inside pitches, and something that he's kind of lost at times this year. Hopefully he is going to go through a streak now where he can drop the head on that inside pitch.
In the air to center. That's going to get down for a hit. d'Arnaud is going to try. Here comes the throw. It is going to be off target. And Arenado's pointing at Yepes, saying, get back to first base. Because Ozuna wandered too far. Arenado's not afraid to whip the ball back across the diamond. But he has to put that in his pocket as the Braves have 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
And that's what I love to see Ozuna do a little more of. You don't have to hit the home run. Just drive the ball, put it in play. He hits the ball off the end of the bat for a single. Good job by d'Arnaud slowing up, kind of deking the center fielder and getting to third base. Being aggressive on the base path, so important to the winning in June for the Braves.
So Eddie Rosario is going to be the hitter. He was 3 for 44 before he underwent eye surgery. What's a reasonable expectation, Brian, as a position player for Rosario as far as playing time and effectiveness, knowing how short his rehab stint was?
Well, I know Slick's going to take his time with him, and you know, with Adam Duvall playing left field also, you probably platoon him a little bit, but you're going to ease him back to make sure he is ready.
1st and 3rd with nobody out, and a swing and a miss.
I like what Greeny said in Braves Live, where it's like, hey, this guy, you forget about the numbers in the minor leagues. They don't matter. He's a big-time player who's shown out in playoffs, and when the lights come on in the big stage, he's usually there. So we'll see if he's ready up here.
Yeah, just pretend it's October, Eddie. Even though it feels like the date it is, July 4th. Pitch. And tipped and caught. Rosario behind in the count. Nick, you talked to Snit before the game. Did he put some concrete plans in place for Rosario in your conversation with him?
No, he didn't. And again, what Paul said, they feel like he's going to be on track when the lights come on. But what he did say was he likes the way it balances the lineup. When you look at their strength last year, late in the season, it was balanced lefty-righty, and he felt like that was really one of the keys for bringing him up right now, and also knowing how professional of a hitter he is.
Change of speed's got him there in the second inning. First and third, one out. And Phil Gosselin will be the Braves hitter.
Well, the fans really amped him up by yelling, Eddie, 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 your first at bat back. That put a little pressure on you to swing at everything.
What's that expression? The ball will find you. Hey, welcome back. First and third, nobody out. Nasty slider going straight down. Hang with him.
Phil Gosselin gets the start. Looking for his first RBI as a Brave. Put it in play, hit it in the air if you can. Phil, let's extend the lead. It's 1-0 Braves. We're in the home second. On the ground, Arenado. They've got Darno and a rundown. And the tag applied by Romine. And the Braves have first and third with 2 outs. Kind of surprised Arenado didn't try to go for the double play, but he cuts off the lead runner here.
Well, he knows the speed of Phil Gosselin, so you don't want to take a chance. You want to get the short out and keep the run from scoring and just say, hey, Dakota, pick us up right here with 2 outs.
That would have been a tough throw as well. All his momentum going down the third base foul line. And to turn and get a lot on that throw, and he's one of the best, if not the best, defensively in the business. Not that he couldn't have made it, but he wanted to make sure he got that out at home, and I trust it.
Michael Harris, a mammoth home run in Cincinnati yesterday to tie the game at 3. First and second now with 2 outs, still 1-0 Braves. And corked off to the left, strike 1.
This guy continues to impress me, Chip. Yesterday, watching that home run, he was struggling. He was 0 for 4 going up to that plate. And all of a sudden, he hits one of the biggest home runs of his young career, tying the ball game in the 9th inning. And I'm sitting back saying, well, the pitchers may be trying to figure him out, and all of a sudden, bam. No, they're not. That's what I love about this kid. He continues to make adjustments. He continues to listen, and he's willing to make adjustments. So that's the important part, Paul.
Talked to him before the game. Said, what did it feel like hitting 425, Chip? He said, I didn't even feel it. He goes, it was like I didn't hit anything. He goes, at your furthest?
Oh!
Ouch.
So he gets hit by a pitch. And that's not what the Cardinals had in mind, because now with Harris aboard, you've got the bases loaded, and Oliver Marmol has to stare at Ronald Acuna Jr., who stands in for the second time. Ooh, back of the left knee.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good spot to take that hit in the back of your knee when you got speed like Harris. Just hope that doesn't swell up.
Good news, he's 21 years old.
Exactly.
Me and you, we're out of the game right now.
Hopefully Ronald can make him pay right here.
Good approach in his first at bat, huh?
Yes.
He drove Capel to the right field fence. And the Braves are cooking. They are productive with 2 outs. That's the case for Acuna. The pitch. And off the plate. And I would imagine, Brian, this is where your Ford key of patience comes into play.
That's right, because Dakota does not want to throw him a pitch up in the zone. He's hoping he chase something down, the sinker down, or that curveball he's throwing a lot now away. Wait for your pitch. Make him bring it up.
At the plate, but low. That's the knock on Hudson. He will walk you 36 walks in 80 innings this year. He has a lot of base runners generally. He has had a lot of base runners already tonight. He has 3 right here with 2 outs. Now he's got to throw a strike.
I mean, that's a knock on him. Nibble, nibble, nibble.
How about the respect right there for Acuna? The 2-0 slider, bases loaded.
How about the career numbers? A 3-0 count, 5 for 7 with 3 home runs. You think he's going to be swinging if he throws a strike here?
We're about to find out. And it's a bases loaded walk. Great patient at bat for Ronald. That will score Ozuna. The merry-go-round continues for the Braves, who lead 2-0.
That's a great at-bat by Acuna. Because a lot of guys may be selfish in that situation and swing at a pitch out of the zone. But you know what he did? Hand the baton to Swanson, who is one of the hottest hitters in the lineup. Terrific at-bat by Acuna.
Dansby jumped all over the first pitch he saw in the first inning. He's got a lot of room on the right side to play with a run in, 2 outs. And took that one for a strike. There's no player in the major leagues with more hits than Dansby Swanson since May 15th. He's got 66 of them.
Wow.
And you know how clutch he has been this year. Oh, 2. A hit batsman and a bases loaded walk turns into the second Braves run. They've scored a single tally in the first 2 innings. Dansby's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Hudson ready. Here it is. 24 2-strike RBIs. So 2-out hits, 2-strike hits. And boy, has he settled in great, Birdie, in this number 2 spot on the lineup card.
He does so many things well. Defense, runs the bases well. Good leader in that locker room, out on the field, always first out of the dugout, hustling. And like you said, can do it with the bat. I remember when he first got called up and he could not hit a big league slider. He would chase, he would swing through, he would pop him up. A couple years under his belt, and now he is fantastic. That last pitch where he took it is evidence of it.
Yeah, we always say he's a streaky hitter in the past, but this year he has been really consistent, trusting his hands, being patient.
You know what else he's doing that you don't often see? What do coaches say? Choke up with 2 strikes. Look at how he grabs the bat.
It's an old school mentality.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases full of Braves. Hudson ready. And here it is. And this guy's really pitching like a fisherman, and Braves are not biting.
Well, look at his manager's face right now. Frustration, saying throw a strike. Stop nibbling out there.
That's the I'm not sure face.
Gosselin, Harris, Acuna, the Braves runners. Good speed. Dansby's evened the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spoiled that pitch.
That was probably a ball, but too close to take, guys.
Oh, that's a win, too, for the hitter.
Oh, it is.
Just a foul ball. As the pitcher gets deeper into the game, to the inning specifically, you're more prone to make a mistake due to fatigue.
Again, the 2-2. Full count. From 0-2 to 3-2. Brian, it's like you led the hitters meeting today.
You know, I just talked to some of my guys at the Cardinals, and they've been seeing it all year long. He's one of these guys that's going to throw 100 pitches after 5 innings.
You gave the team meeting for the Cardinals.
Well, no, it's all about connections, buddy.
Okay. You were like a spy in that locker room. I got you.
So the runners will go. The pitch. Swing, fly ball, left center field. That ball is going to get down. Here comes Ronald, streaking around third. Relay to the plate. He scores standing up. Dansby bases with a 2-strike, 2-out double.
Guys, I mean, being patient, getting your pitch, 3-2 here. That was a sinker going down. He stayed on it and drove this ball into the gap. Looked like the outfielders were unsure who's going to go get that ball. And the ball lands right in between. Wow, 26 2-out RBIs by Dansby Swanson. He leads the team. And look at Acuna fly around from first base.
So from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count, Swanson has his second double. The Braves have scored 4 runs in the second, and as big as the double was, maybe the biggest play in this inning was the hit by pitch with 2 outs, because that brought Acuna up. He walked, and Dansby came up next.
You're right on. It's the little things, the hit by pitch, and then Acuna being patient, Dansby fouling off baseballs, not chasing sliders, waiting till he got one in the down outside part of the plate that he could drive, and went and got it.
So 5-0 Atlanta. Matt Olson has a ribby. See if he can get another one. Mike Maddox, by the way, is the Cardinal pitching coach. That was a very long meeting and what's been a very long inning defensively for the Cardinals on a hot night. Five runs on 5 hits for the Braves. And that one's scorched into right field. That's going to bring Dansby home. Capel's throw can't be cut off. It's 6-0.
Now I love that Matt Olson. Starting to drive the ball, get RBIs, starting to get comfortable. A lot of people talk about his 31 doubles, but I still say this guy is not even close to where he's going to be by the end of the year.
I agree with you.
And he's starting to figure things out, starting to relax a little bit. And now we're going to get the best of Matt Olson.
6-0. We're getting fireworks after the game.
Yeah.
Plenty of them in the first 2 frames tonight. And this is again what makes this Braves offense so fearsome. There's no place consistently to go to get outs. If you group this lineup in bunches of 3, first 3 hitters, middle 3 hitters, last 3 hitters, the RBI totals are amazing. The 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Braves, 124 RBIs. 4, 5, 6 hitters, 121. 7, 8, 9 hitters, 121.
Wow.
Have you ever seen that?
No. It's...
And Hudson is finding that out firsthand tonight. 6 runs on 6 hits, and he's not out of the second inning. Oh, Riley got a hanger and fouled that back. It's still 0-2. Big homestand for the Braves, starting tonight with 4 against the Cardinals, 3 against the Nationals. Then the Mets come in next week.
That'll be a big one.
Yep, that's the showdown.
Riley behind 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. The Braves send 9 to the plate. 5 of them score. The big hit, a Dansby Swanson bases clearing double. Swanson 2 doubles, 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and we're just getting started on the 4th of July in Atlanta. 6-0 Braves in game 1. It's a happy 4th of July so far in Atlanta, hopefully for you as well, all across the Southeast. Braves baseball presented by Truist. As we join you from Atlanta, Georgia, what a start. The Braves with a 5-run second inning now have a 6-0 lead over the Cardinals. Dansby Swanson with 49 runs batted in before the All-Star break. And Kyle Wright with this enormous lead goes through the 9, 1, and 2 spots for St. Louis. This is Austin Romine who will get things started. The Angels released him. The Cardinals signed him June 17th. And Romine playing in place of Yadier Molina, who's still out. And frankly, guys, the Cardinals catching core has not been all that productive. So taking a flyer on this big league veteran.
We're kind of spoiled here in Atlanta with Contreras and d'Arnaud, each having great years on their own. You put them together, that makes one incredible catcher. And there's Kyle's arsenal. The curve, four-seamer, sinker, change. When he has them all working, he's so good. And most time when the guy has a changeup, it's just okay. All of his 4 pitches are fantastic.
Look, if you want to look at huge losses for the Cardinals, Molina, not only was he a great catcher, great hitter, but he calls a great game. And being a leader to that pitching staff was probably the best compliment that anybody can get. So they truly miss him.
Kyle Wright had 2 on, nobody out in the second inning in a 1-run game at that point. Got out of that with 3 fly balls. And that's another example, guys, of the evolution of this young man as a major league pitcher. How many times did we see it early in his career? Kyle would get in trouble and the mound would just dissolve under his feet. That's not happening for him in 22. As this one's whacked toward left, and it's playable for Rosario at the 385 sign. 4 straight flyouts, 1 away.
Now, Paul, I got to ask you the question, like, for Kyle Wright to sit that long, score 5 runs is exciting, but it went through 9 batters. Now he has to come back out here and try to get back into that zone. How hard is that for a young pitcher like Kyle Wright?
So early in the game, it's not that hard because your arm is used to throwing a certain amount of pitches. When you get into that 4th, 5th, 6th inning, after you have 60, 70, 80 pitches, that's where it gets more difficult. Your arm says, hey, I've thrown a lot already, and it starts to shut down. What you do to combat that is you get in the tunnel, get on a bike. You may go grab a baseball in the tunnel, fire a couple into the screen, just nice and easy to keep the blood flowing. But hey, you're up 6-0 in the 3rd. I'll wait all day long, BJ. I'll sit on that bench as long as you want me to.
Tommy Edman struck out to start the game and takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But just looking back on the season, not all pitchers can do that, though. They sit that long and they have a 6-0 lead, and they're just not the same pitcher.
Over the mound, Gosselin charges, fast runner, got rid of fast. Heads up play by Gosselin, 2 out.
Man, good reaction right here. Kyle Wright couldn't catch it. Phil coming in. Look how quick he got rid of that ball.
Ooh.
Man.
The goose is loose.
Knowing the speed of the runners.
I know Nick Green liked that play.
That looked like a play Nick would make back in the day.
Well, he didn't have the hand, so he would have had to have barehanded it, try to get rid of it that way. Or slap it with his glove, one of the 2.
Brendan Donovan hit with a breaking ball to start the sequence. So the 3rd Cardinal base runner of the game comes on a hit by pitch, and it sets things up for Goldschmidt with 2 out.
You see the back foot curveball right there. You try to get the swing and miss. Lefties like that fastball in that location. You give them what they want. Same rotation, only it's not, and it bounces. Charlie Morton has hit a lot of lefties this year with that pitch. Ian Wright being similar. Hey, it happens. 2 outs.
Goldschmidt struck out in the 1st inning. Paul's chasing a handful of big milestones. Nice round numbers. Closing in on 300 homers, 1,000 RBIs, and 1,000 runs.
I like that pitch right there. Sinker to start Goldschmidt off.
One ball, 1 strike. 65 runs batted in for Goldschmidt. 341 average at the start of play this evening. Beautiful pitch, 1-2.
Goldschmidt looking extremely patient right now. If I'm pitching, I'm not sure where to go. But he's taking the pitches in a little better. Let's see if they go back inside or they go to the big curve. Make your pitch right here.
Like Dansby Swanson, he's been a dangerous 2-strike run producer for the Cardinals. But not this time, as Dansby will handle that roller. He'll shovel to second, and Kyle Wright a shutdown inning. He'll go back and cool off as the Braves offense just starting to heat up. It's 6-0 in the third.
Stationed out here at Ali Al Salim Air Base, Kuwait. I want to give a big shout out to my beautiful girlfriend, Rachel Naldi in Georgia. Go Braves.
Sergeant Trotter, we salute you and all of our men and women of the armed forces on this 4th of July. And we hope if you're overseas or frankly in the United States watching and enjoying the game tonight, how can you not like a 6-0 Braves lead after 2.5? Man that started it off for the Braves in the second is Travis d'Arnaud. He'll lead off.
I agree, Chip. All service members, thank you so much for your service. We have a bad game, we go to the showers early. With you, not necessarily the case, and we appreciate your loyalty and service to our country. Freedom is not free.
One ball, one strike for the Braves catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. 36 RBIs for Travis. And got one with a wrinkle in it. It's 1-2.
As a pitcher, when you are down 6-0 and it's the third, it's not that you don't want to win the game. It's not that you don't think you could come back, but your goal switches to save that bullpen. You want to give your team, you want to get to the, people say fifth, but I always say, hey, get through the third, then get through the fourth, then get through the fifth. Pitch by pitch, you're on a mission. The game has changed, but you can still really help your team.
And as a hitter, I say you guys are in panic mode. Be patient. Make them throw pitches. Get them out of there. Let's get rid of that bullpen in the first day of the series.
Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now, Paul, we present the statistic to you in complete and total love because you have some experience with what Dakota Hudson's going through on the 4th of July. As that's ball 4. Dr. No, Hal Galima found out you pitched on July 4th one time in the major leagues. It was at the Homer Dome. Air conditioning had to be blowing out at gale force.
Yes, of course.
6 runs in 5 1/3 innings.
I was like 44 years old on that start. I'm not great at math, but it was something like that. And yeah, you're right. You know, Kevin Allison, pregame Braves Live producer, asked me, hey, I want you to go on pregame and tell us your favorite 4th of July story. Like, well, only pitched once and it's not very good. So
Marcel the hitter. You could say, hey, man,
what else?
No wonder you talked about your USA team.
That's what I did, and then you piled on that one. I was like, man, I can't win. Let me switch to hot dogs, apple pie.
Well, that's all good.
Yeah.
But you could say I backed up third better than anybody on the team on that particular day, right?
Feed me that earlier.
As Marcell Ozuna digs in, 1 ball, no strikes. And this one whacked toward Arenado. And another around the horn double play for Dakota Hudson. He's got 2 double plays so far in the game, and that's his game. He's got to get that to survive. He's down 6, bases empty, and Rosario coming up.
Look, this guy can pitch. I mean, he's 3 years in Major League Baseball, ERA in the low 3s, 27 years old. And he is a good pitcher. It's not that he's going to be a good pitcher. He is a good pitcher now. He's just got to clean a few things up, work a little faster. They're working on that. And then get ahead in the count more. And when he does that, tries to be less fine right out of the gate, he's going to be even better.
I think once he starts to throw more 4-seam fastballs with some command, he'll be much better. Because guys are up there waiting for the sinker, and curveballs away, down and away.
Eddie struck out his return and fouls that away. 1-1. Paul, you mentioned that the Cardinals and Yadier Molina had to wear the pitch count to get this guy into a faster, better rhythm. I would assume that's not an easy thing to do in the middle of a season when you're used to pitching at a certain pace and with a certain style.
No, and Yadi didn't want to use it. In fact, he isn't using it with anybody else. But they said, hey, with this guy you are, we got to find a way to get him going faster. So they've tried it. And you're right, it's not something you want to make an adjustment to. That's a big adjustment in the middle of the year.
You can see Romine with the pitch comm device on his right shin guard. And now the 1-1 count. Smoked into right field. Welcome back, Eddie. Boy, that's got to feel good.
Man, that had to feel real good. Get that first one out of the way. First day back. Still in that aggressive mode here, trying to get that first hit out of the way. Got a fastball up in the zone. Took advantage of it. Didn't try to do too much. He wants to ease into it, Paul. Let's get a single, get it going.
There you go. Super Rosario. I like him for his defense as much as hitting too. I think that outfield gets.
Yeah, he adds so much to this team as we saw last year in the playoffs. I mean, not just power, but he made some great defensive plays during the playoffs and World Series. He's a complete player when he's totally healthy.
No balls and a strike for Phil Gosselin. And I'm sure you guys can deal with the hamstrings. You can deal with the bone bruises. You can deal even with the elbow ligaments. But when the eyes start to be problematic in this sport, that's got to sow some seeds of doubt.
Eyes are important.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised in spring training, though, he didn't have those same problems. Because I know going into the season, it was evident. It was there.
Yeah, he's a better hitter than 3 for 44, which are the offensive numbers he had before tonight's game. But he's 1 for 2 in game 1. So his season starts anew tonight on the 4th of July as we play game number 81. We are halfway through the regular season as of tonight. Little pop into shallow center. That's going to drop for a hit. Eddie got a good read, but he'll throw out an anchor at second base as Carlson got to it fast. And Michael Harris will come up with 2 on and 2 out. Braves are pouring it on here in game 1.
Smart decision by Rosario. Carlson, normally the right fielder for these guys, has a great arm. But now that he has to play center field, you don't want to take that chance on that arm.
So Phil has reached twice. Michael Harris was hit by a pitch that won't get all the headlines on the highlight shows, but that was the key play in the second inning. For Ronald followed with a bases loaded walk. Dansby cleared him with a 3-run double. And the Braves are rolling up 6-0. Here's the deliberate Dakota Hudson with runners aboard and a slow roller hit toward Yepez at first, and he'll take it to the bag in time, and that will retire the Braves. We are through 3 on the 4th. It's 6-0 Braves. Braves as clouds build here at Truist Park. We head to the 4th inning where Kyle Wright goes back to work. And as we mentioned, it's been a great turnaround for the Braves right-hander. That's our player comparison brought to you by Landmark.
I know it's probably happened before, but I just don't recall seeing a pitcher get it so quickly. ERA close to 7. That's going to get you nowhere. And you look at the ERA in 1 year, strikeouts per 9 innings, home runs down, all because he's throwing a sinker more, a curveball more, and commanding his stuff. In other words, he hasn't gained 5 miles an hour, guys, on the fastball. His stuff has always been there. It's just a matter of executing it and believing in it.
Well, it's like you said, though. He just went back to being himself. He was trying to be somebody that he wasn't. And I get it, because you're a young player. You got to listen to everything. But now he has that experience to say, I'm going to do it my way. And so far, that's been very successful.
Brian Snitker, the Braves manager, has said exactly that. Maybe the most important thing for Kyle Wright last year was going back to AAA, pitching every 5th day and throwing, what was it, 130 something innings for the Stripers. And he has come out a new man.
Yeah.
Like the 5th overall pick he was in the draft not so long ago for the Braves.
And I think that's so important, Chip, that you mentioned that, because nowadays you see all these young pitchers getting rushed to the big leagues and not putting in the time and the innings in the minor leagues and really learning how to pitch. He got a chance to learn how to pitch last year, and it's really worked out well.
And what he learned was what you said, be yourself.
Yep.
Everyone else is taken. Specifically, his best pitch was a curveball. Josh Tomlin told him, said, hey, I want you to go and metric wise, I want you to analyze, I want you to look at your spin rate, I want you to compare it to everybody else in the league and tell me who you come back and who that curveball's like. He came back and he said, Sonny Gray. Josh said, yeah, I know, I've already checked. He goes, so if he throws his curveball X percentage and a lot, why aren't you? Pretty good point.
That is pretty good, yeah. That'll open a young kid's eyes.
Arenado, a 3-2 count now. He hit for the cycle the other day against the Phillies. He's got the single out of the way here in game 1 tonight.
Well, he's done it twice in his career. Man, not a lot of guys do it once in their career.
If you do it in Colorado, that's one thing. If you do it in the bandbox that is Citizens Bank Park, that's really impressive too. As Wright delivers, and Arenado, a little chopper that will roll foul. As I said, this game features 2 of the game's great third basemen. That's the Braves.
Yep.
Austin Riley. The Cardinals have perennial Gold Glover Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, that's a tough Gold Glove to try to take out of Arenado's hands.
I think he's going to do it, though, soon.
That's out of play again. Arenado putting up a fight here in the 4th inning.
Arenado must be a California guy. I saw him before the game back in the clubhouse, and he was like, man, I loved you in L.A. It's like, L.A.? What? Why L.A.? He's a West Coast guy.
Yeah, he and Romine were high school teammates in California. As Wright back to work and smoke towards short. Dansby had his man played perfectly, and Arenado has a hit taken away by the Braves shortstop, who's always, it seems, in the right place at the right time. 1 out.
Man,
That's what
we see this so often, man. Dansby Swanson making it look so easy, getting down to the knee with the backhand and makes the perfect throw over to first base.
Teacher?
Yes, now it's your turn, Paul.
Hey, as a pitcher, when you give up a cheap hit and then you give up a laser that should be a hit and he's thrown out, it feels really good. Back at you, Arenado.
Nolan Gorman. Cardinals have been looking for offensive pop. They brought this kid up from the minor leagues to play second base. They moved Tommy Edman to shortstop. Remember Paul DeYoung?
Yeah.
He's a AAA.
Well, this kid's getting off to a good start, showing some power numbers, 7 home runs, 18 RBIs. I say this kid's going to strike out a lot, but he's going to hit you a lot of home runs.
And long ones. That ball is cracked into right center field. Coming over quickly, Acuna. Good play. And he's going to hold Gorman to a long, hard hit single. That play may look innocuous or innocent in the box score. It saves a base. But the way, Brian, he went after that ball and came to a stop, I think is indicative of how that knee's feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about ACL tear, it usually take a year before you're back to 100%. And I haven't seen him try this all year long, cutting the ball off and stopping. Still don't look 100% yet, but man, that gives you some confidence.
I believe his surgery date was July 21st of last year, so he's still a couple of weeks away from the full 12 months. But he is looking good, playing right field for the Braves after he got a scare in the last homestand when he fouled a ball off his foot. Missed the Phillies series, but came back with a vengeance against the Reds.
And when you talk about coming back from surgery, you're talking about an average person. I mean, he runs at over 30, 31 FPS. He's flying, so that thing has to be ready and has to be ready to handle some torque.
Juan Yepez is the hitter, the first baseman for St. Louis. Very humid here in Atlanta. And for those of you of a certain vintage, you might remember this is also the anniversary of the infamous Rick Camp game at Old Fulton County Stadium. Yepez with a runner at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smoke toward left. Rosario on the run. He's going to play that off the top of the fence. And a long single by Yepez. Great play by Rosario as that ball nearly got out of here. Hit it just a little too low. But the double play still in order after 2 base hits.
Now that's a great play by Rosario, not trying to overrun and try to make a play on this. Just play it off the wall. He did it perfectly. And get the ball back in quick as possible, keeping that double play in order.
So 2 hard hit balls off right here in the 4th inning with 1 out. Dylan Carlson's the batter, just 2 hits in his last 12 tries. He flied out to Michael Harris in center in his lone trip to the plate.
And just to go back to that play by Rosario, we talk about working hard before the game starts. He knew exactly where that ball was going to bounce off of, and that because he's practiced it. He's there early for workouts. EY's hitting the ball off that wall, and you're playing the angles. Great job by Rosario.
Out of play, foul left side by Carlson. 0-2. Strikeout here would be nice. Kyle breezed through the 1st inning. Has had base runners in every inning since. As he pitches with a 6-0 lead. One ball, 2 strikes. Good patience by the St. Louis outfielder. Gorman the lead runner. Yepez at first. And a ground ball, might be 2. Long run, Gosselin to get to the bag. His throw to first will be late. With the big shift on, Gosselin had too much ground to make up. But the Braves get the 2nd out on a force play. And Connor Capel is coming up with runners 1st and 3rd for St. Louis and 2 men down.
Good effort right here by Swanson, getting the ball to Gosselin quick. But Dylan Carlson, too much speed. That wasn't even close.
To get there, Gosselin had to run, sprint as hard as he could. Watch his momentum taking him away. It's hard to get anything on the throw, but if you don't run with that kind of fierceness, you don't get to the bag.
Wonder if Gosselin touched the second base bag. That might be what the Cardinals are challenging. Or did he catch the ball while not in contact with the middle base? Cardinals are challenging. Had a little microphone malfunction. Let's see if Gosselin. Oh, did he touch it? He might have stepped right next to it instead of on top of the bag there.
Yeah, it looked like he just missed the bag. Oh, that's ooh.
Yep, that's a good challenge, it looks like, by the Cardinals, unless the left foot grazed the side of the bag. Remember, the call on the field was out. Carlos Torres was the umpire. Tough angle for him. If his foot tilted at all and grazed the bag, that's certainly enough. The question is there enough evidence to overturn this call at second base after the out call was made up the middle?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see his heel hit the bag.
As the Braves gather on the infield, all the other infielders are looking at the big jumbo scoreboard. Phil Gosselin's not. I think he knows this one might get overturned. So instead of one, we may get none. We'll wait and see for the call.
But hey, it's a replay, Chip, and the Atlanta Braves, I never know what's going to happen on replay.
All I know is it's taking a lot of time to make this decision.
Well, right, smart to keep throwing, try to stay in rhythm. That's Ron Culpa, the crew chief, awaiting the verdict from New York. Yeah, they're looking at every possible angle.
How many angles do you need to make that decision?
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. St. Louis retains their challenge.
So Phil missed the bag. And St. Louis gets a break. Instead of 2 outs in first and third, the bases are loaded with 1 out and Connor Capel coming up. So Ali Marmol, a wise challenge, and St. Louis a much better chance here in the 4th inning.
Nick Green, you've mentioned to me before, it's tough to cover double plays when you're in the shift. Why is that?
Well, Gosselin was a little bit out of position to make that play, and I think at that stage of the game, you kind of just want to get that 1 out. He's got a long way to go when he's playing pull side, and unfortunately, he just missed the base. You just don't know where that base is when you're running 100%.
So you would have loved to have seen him touch the middle of the bag and just worry about the 1 out.
Just get 1 out in that situation, and that's the one thing that they want in the shift. When you play in the shift, they just want to get that 1 out. They're not necessarily playing for the double play. So at that stage of the game, soft ground ball, just try to get 1.
No shift on for Capel now as he hits a fly ball to right. Acuna is going to backpedal. Gorman at third is going to tag. The Braves will concede the run. And a great throw from Acuna. But it's a sac fly for Capel, his first RBI, and St. Louis gets its first run of the game. First career RBI, Connor Capel drives it to right for the first Redbird tally.
Now, if you're teaching your kids at home, that's the perfect way to get behind a fly ball with your momentum going toward where you want to throw the ball. And an excellent throw by Acuna to third base.
Had to be over 100 miles an hour.
I was hoping Yepes tags up because Ronald would have had him.
Here's Romine, the Cardinal catcher. 2 outs and didn't get that. Take a look at this throw, BJ.
Look, he gets behind it perfectly to the arm side, and he just throws a bullet right over your cutoff man's head. Perfect.
The way you used to do it?
Exactly the way I used to do it.
98.6 miles an hour on the throw. I was wrong. He took a little off.
Yeah.
Making sure it was accurate.
No, I'll give Ronald a little credit. I think he has a stronger arm than I had.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very humble of you.
Yes, very humble of me.
Truer words have never been spoken. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-1 Braves lead. 9th place hitter Romine up. in for a strike. Braves know all about bringing guys from other organizations in to catch. That's exactly what they had to do all last season when they used 7 different catchers in their World Championship year. Romine brought in from the Angels. 1-2 pitch is tapped right back to the mound. Take your time, Kyle. He'll check Rob Manfred's autograph and makes the peg, and that will retire the side. Kyle Wright is through 4 innings with a 5-run lead in Game 1. Well, the Braves got in the swing of things in Cincinnati, and they've kept it up here at home with 6 runs, 5 of them coming in the 2nd inning. Dansby Swanson with a couple of doubles. One of them cleared the bases in that 5-run inning. And Atlanta's offense is rolling, BJ, as you see on our Zaxby's indescribably good play feature.
Yeah, this offense has been terrific all year long. Like you said earlier, 1 through 9, there's been production, consistent production. Look at the Burrow up most in Major League Baseball, 224. Average velocity, best in National League. Says a lot about this team, where we started and where we are right now. June has been really good to this team.
Metrically speaking, having access to information like barrels as a hitter has got to be a great thing. That didn't exist when you broke in and when I broke in as a broadcaster.
Absolutely not. It sure didn't. And I don't think I was concerned too much about barreling up. As long as the ball found a hole somewhere, I was happy.
Ronald Acuna Jr. has flied out, walked with the bases loaded, and almost got low bridged. That one got away from Dakota Hudson. 1 ball, no strikes. The Braves lead is 5. We've out hit them 8-3. And that miss low and in. 2 balls, no strikes.
Hudson first in the league in run support. 6.30 average runs a game. I don't know if we'll see that today.
Scorched and threw for a base hit. That's how you answer a brushback pitch. Acuna's aboard for the 2nd time. And with Yadier Molina not behind the plate, that changes the dynamic of the Braves running game.
Yes, it does. And here's patience. 2-0 count. Get a pitch up in the zone, being aggressive. Finding a hole, Ronald Acuna. Yepes Acuna having a little fun at first base.
Easy on the pushes, big fella.
2 doubles for Dansby. 2 runs, 3 RBIs. And first move, he's running, and Dansby had a great cut. And that's fouled back and out of play. Strike 1.
Telling him he had it right there, BJ.
Yes, he did, but he got a pitch up in the zone where he could do some damage, but he just missed it.
You sometimes, if it's 0-0 and you know a guy's running, you just not swing, let him have the strike.
I'll let him get the second. I want to drive him in.
A 1 pitch instead to first. I mentioned when Dansby was up last time that we noticed him with 2 strikes choking up on the bat. He's using one of those axe handle bats for the Braves, not your standard old-fashioned knobless bat or the one with the perfectly rounded bottom end of the barrel. Might be something we asked Dansby about. I don't remember him using that in seasons past, and if it's a change he's made, it has certainly paid off.
That axe bat handle is supposed to improve bat speed the way it is tapered. Some guys like it, some guys do not.
No balls, 2 strikes. And yanked foul. With that axe-handled bat, Dansby's looked like Paul Bunyan up there. We'll talk about that on our Yellowwood, bringing the lumber feature.
Dansby's just red hot. Last 162 games. Look at the on slugging percentage of .481. 100 RBIs. How about that, Paul, in 162 games?
That's one of the best defensive shortstops in the league, posting those numbers.
And 96 runs, not too shabby. As you said, name of the game, scoring more than the other guys, and Dansby's been doing that.
I want my catcher, my shortstop, my center fielder to be the best defensive players on the field. They give me offense, great.
0-2 pitch. Popped up right side. That's a long run for Capel. And near the line, he'll handle that as it's pushed into foul ground by the breeze. The Cardinals retire Dansby Swanson for the first time. 1 on now and 1 out. It has gotten very dark here at the ballpark. The lights are on as we approach 9 o'clock Eastern time. There is all kinds of rain all around the ballpark. But no sign of Ed Mankin or the grounds crew here, but it has begun to drizzle just a touch.
Fans in left field.
Yeah, you can see that rain coming in left field, working its way in the ballpark. And there's the fans.
No need to stop the proceedings at this point as a little lightning flashed overhead. Acuna takes off again. The pitch is a strike and dropped. And Ronald's thinking about third. He's taken off for third, and he's going to be out at third. The tag came on the chest. Acuna got the left hand to the bag. Let's see if this one's overturned. He made second easily, but Romine throws a strike to third base, and Acuna will be called out. The Braves don't want to challenge this, and with bad weather around the lead, you got to get this game official. So he gets the steal, but he's out 2-5 at third.
Swim move, breaststroke, left arm, tried to get it around, almost there.
And a perfect attempt with this kind of weather.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness. I'm never going to say slow down, Acuna. Keep going.
1-1 pitch for Olsen, and that's downstairs.
But I know if I'm Matt Olson, I'm saying, what are you doing there? Stay at second base. I'm 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, driving them in.
Three balls and a strike for Matt. 45 RBIs for him. And pop back toward us, and out of reach. We'll see a 3-2 count. Big shift on for the St. Louis defense as Olsen takes ball 4, and Hudson's control troubles have continued tonight. That's his third walk. He's hit a batter, and he's not through the 4th inning yet. And you can see how sticky it is, how wet it is with the rain lightly falling. He's trying anything he can to get a grip. He's had Austin's number to this point. Let's see if the young Braves third baseman can change that. High pop. Capel in right. Carlson will join him, and that will retire the side. We head to the 5th inning where the top of the Cardinal order is coming up. It's all Braves, 6-1. Four times up and down tonight.
It was fantastic. I mean, attacked, had great stuff, and the Braves had a tough loss yesterday. It's nice that
local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Well, for the next 33 minutes, it still is the 4th of July in Atlanta. After a 2.5-hour or thereabouts rain delay, looks like we're just about set to start. Atlanta leads the game 6-1. The only shame of this, guys, is that Mother Nature interrupted what was a terrific start for Kyle Wright, who went 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. So Jesse Chavez now will come in and see how many innings he can provide the Braves here in Game 1.
Well, this is why it's important that you have a good bullpen, and Jesse has been fantastic since coming back. You see the ERA. He is an innings eater, very versatile. And you're right on Kyle Wright, Chip. He was dealing, so this is very unfortunate for him, but hey, Braves need to win. Up 6-1, we'll take it.
Let me ask you this from a position player standpoint, Brian. What's the biggest challenge sitting in the heat of competition? You play for an hour, then you sit for 2.5, and then after a long rain delay, you go back on a soggy field.
Yeah, I mean, the tough part is just getting yourself motivated, you know, to get back out there and play. Because a lot of times with a long delay like that, you're playing cards, you're having fun, and all of a sudden, we got to get back to action. So stretching your body out and, you know, getting that feel again is the toughest part.
Braves got a first inning run on a Matt Olson RBI single with 1 out. Then in the second inning off Dakota Hudson, the Braves pummeled him for 5 runs. The big blow in that inning, a bases clearing double for Dansby Swanson, who's knocked in 3 of the Braves' 6 runs. So Brian Snitker and Oliver Marmol, the skippers, go back to work as we head to the top of the 5th inning, and Tommy Edman, Donovan, and Paul Goldschmidt are up for St. Louis. As Chavez does what he does, he fires a strike as we're back underway at 11:29.
And that's exactly what I love about Chavez, man. He comes in, he throws a lot of strikes. He's not wasting a lot of pitches, and that's when he's at his best, Paul.
How about this crowd getting fired up 11:30 at night after that first strike? That got me going a little bit. The faithful sticking around.
2-hour and 37-minute rain delay. As Edmonds scorches that over the netting foul and out of play. Tommy tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first inning and grounded out back in the third. The Braves play Edman in a shift on the right side, and Jesse to work. And that's out of play. What's the outfield like in situations like this? I know the modern stadiums, Brian, the drainage is great. There's no standing water now. Is that a deceptive look from our vantage point?
You know, it is deceptive, but the Braves here, they have a great drainage system, so I don't think that's a problem for the outfielders.
On the ground, we'll check it out right away. Wet baseball, but the peg to first takes care of Edman. Riley retires him in the shift. And that's out number 1, and I would guess that's the biggest challenge. Ball on the ground, make sure you get a good grip.
Yeah, and that's important. You got to play a little deeper because you know that ball hits that grass. It's just going to scoot and get by you. So you got to play a little deeper, run your angles deeper toward to the wall out there. So got to be careful.
And you notice Chavez just threw that ball out, coming back soaked.
So Brendan Donovan, the hitter, he's grounded out. He's been hit by a pitch. So he is 0 for 1. And Chavez pumps another strike. Mentioned this the other day in Cincinnati. Not all the trades a general manager makes are ones that are at the top of the sports page headlines. As this one is lifted in the air toward left center, Michael Harris will drift over. The Braves traded Sean Newcomb to the Cubs to bring Jesse Chavez back, and that's another one of those under the radar moves that over the course of a long season can pay big dividends.
You're absolutely right. When you have a guy in that pen that can throw multiple innings, that gives everybody else's arm a break and makes them even better.
The thing that I was worried about coming back from this rain delay was Michael Harris, who was hit right behind the knee.
Right.
I was worried sitting that long, would he be able to come back out and feel pretty good running? So far after making that catch, it looks like he's 21 and there was no problem.
If he was 57 or 58 like us, yeah, we'd be on the IL. But he's the youngest player in the game, so he's in good shape. As Paul Goldschmidt, he's 0 for 2 and takes outside.
Harris also said, I hit a ball 425 feet yesterday. I'm feeling good.
Up the middle, a base hit for Goldschmidt, who leads the National League in hitting, and a 2-out single puts him aboard in the 5th in front of Nolan Arenado.
Goldschmidt is just such a good player. I mean, nothing seems to faze him. He's a very humble guy, and I talk to a lot of guys. You know what? He don't like to talk a lot. He just goes out there and lead by example and play, and that's the kind of players you want playing for your team.
He's on my all forearms team. My gosh. Get next to that guy. Tell he's a hitter.
Arenado had an infield hit in the 2nd inning and grounded out in the 4th. He's played as a pull hitter, and he spoils the shift. Chavez gives up a single to right. Goldschmidt's going to head to 3rd, knowing the ball's wet, and the Cardinals, again with 2 outs, have 1st and 3rd, and Nolan Gorman is coming up. Hit it when it's pitched.
Yes, exactly. I mean, pitches away from him, not trying to do too much. He knows the shift is on. Just a nice, easy swing, base hit. Keep the line moving.
So 2 hits for Arenado, and here's Gorman. He's walked, singled, and as the lone Cardinal to score, he came home on a sacrifice fly by Connor Capel in the 4th.
Don't want to make a mistake to this guy.
And you don't want to get the Cardinals back in this game. We mentioned earlier they arrived in Atlanta very early in the morning after playing the late Sunday night game, and were awakened by all the 4th of July festivities with the Peachtree Road Race. Starting across the street from their hotel, and Jesse Chavez is out of the 5th inning. Cardinals strand a pair. Now we've got an official game. Braves enjoy a 6-1 lead. In Georgia, but a lot of the faithful have stayed, as Bertie mentioned a moment ago. You see that on our Xfinity live look cam. Dakota Hudson has departed for the Cardinals. 6 runs in 4 innings. The Braves really hammered the St. Louis sinker baller with 9 hits. So he gives way to a new pitcher, Johan Oviedo, who has struggled as a starter, guys, but looks like he's found a home in the St. Louis pen.
He's done well, and 2-seam, 4-seam, curve, slider, changeup. So you see a lot of pitches coming from that starter repertoire as you transfer to the bullpen, and usually pick a couple of those and stick with just a few.
He'll start with Travis d'Arnaud. The Braves catcher has singled and has walked in tonight's game. Oviedo with that modified windup. It looks like he's stretching, but he's winding, if you will. And he missed to the Braves catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Last 2 pitches are sliders. He throws that 45% of the time to righties. Only throws his fastball 42%. So uses that slider a lot.
There's some heat, and it's fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's some good heat down in the zone.
BJ, if I'm bringing it 95 plus, I'm throwing it more than 42% of the time.
Exactly. I just don't get that. How do you not use that pitch more?
Well, it certainly set up that, didn't it?
It sure did.
1 out. So d'Arnaud is retired for the first time. Here's Marcell Ozuna. He has singled and scored to highlight his night. League hitting .271 against Oviedo this year. Just 17 2/3 big league innings now. Until this year, he was winless in the major leagues. He's picked up his first win this season. Rain has gone, but lightning still flashing off in the distance after a 2-hour and 37-minute rain delay. That's why we're in the 5th inning with you, approaching midnight on July 4th. Thanks for sticking up with us as the Braves try to start this important homestand with a win against the Cardinals. They're trying to keep pace with the Mets. The Mets won their series opener in Cincinnati tonight 7-4. And a chopper foul, and on the recoil Ozuna plunked Romine.
Ozuna does that an awful lot. His swing, his backswing is just so long. He hits a lot of catchers. If I'm a catcher, I'm moving back a little bit when he comes up.
Two-homer game for Marcel in Cincinnati yesterday. And that one's popped up back toward us and out of play. You might remember Marcel was a former Cardinal. Had some good years in St. Louis. And with the Braves, almost won the Triple Crown in the COVID-shortened season. He's got double-digit homers now, 34 RBIs. And the 2-2 pitch. Had that covered. And when this guy gets going, he is one of those players that can truly carry a team offensively.
You mentioned the Cardinals, talking to some players and coaches. They really miss him in the locker room as much as they do on the field. A lot of energy, a lot of positivity. Has a lot of fun playing the game, and you need guys like that, and you miss guys like that when they leave.
Two balls, two strikes.
Ozuna's putting up a good battle. Fouling off some tough pitches.
Did he go there? Yep, they're going to ring him up. And Ozuna is going to be out on a check swing strikeout. 2 away in the 5th inning. And Eddie Rosario is coming up. If you missed the news, about 4 hours ago, the Braves have activated Eddie Rosario, who's in the starting lineup tonight, and Tyler Matzik, who is ready to go in the Braves bullpen. And Eddie is back with a base hit in his first action since April 25th in the major leagues.
And that's always a good sign. We saw him struggling bad. 3 for 44 early this year, and all of a sudden comes back. He's 1 for 2 already. Getting that first hit out of the way has to feel good.
And I would imagine, Brian, you'll see a few swings like that these first handful of games, just until he catches up to where the pitchers are at this point. Right.
He's just a little anxious right now. First day back, you want to make a big impression, and all of a sudden you're swinging at everything you see.
And as a pitcher, I would imagine, Paul, that's something you can capitalize on.
Yeah, you want to exploit that and see where somebody is. I think the toughest thing to track is a good hard slider, something that looks like a fastball that isn't, versus a slower curve or change where it's more recognizable earlier if somebody's coming back struggling seeing the ball.
Oh, you coming back to 97. Up and away.
Don't check swing. I got to tell you, Marcel walking back to the dugout looking at Ron Kolpa shaking his head. They had a stare down. It's the 11:43 at night call.
Yeah, the 2-hour 37-minute rain delay call. That's across the shoe tops, full count.
Now this is a good sign. Seeing pitches, watching them, sliders, fastballs down. Like you said, recognizing these pitches right now.
Oviedo's 3-2 pitch is golfed into right. And Capel is there and puts that away, and Oviedo has a 1-2-3 Atlanta 5th. On we go to the 6th. The Braves lead 6-1. To go, go. That's our Xfinity game break. Hunter Green, the 100-mile-an-hour flame-throwing red starter. Well, Francisco Lindor just turned around 100 miles an hour. A long home run to break a tie. As I mentioned, the New York Mets went on to win in Cincinnati. That's a 7-4 final score. So the Braves need to win this game to stay 3.5 back and keep pace.
Lindor is back after the struggles last year, signing that big contract, injuries. Man, he looks good this year.
Juan Yepez leads off the Cardinals' 6th. He's 1 for 2 as Jesse Chavez starts his 2nd inning in relief. Yepez, Carlson, and Connor Capel coming up. There's a lot of baseball between now and next week. But next week we wrap up the homestand with our 2nd look at the Mets. Braves have 15 more games head to head with New York. And a strike, 2-1.
Braves have closed a lot of ground on the Mets in the last month. That happened quickly.
Yeah, 7 games, went 21-8 against the run of 29 straight against sub 500 clubs as that ball is hammered down the line. And did he keep it fair? He did. Yepez, a line drive home run. And that's into the Cardinal bullpen, his 11th. And St. Louis edges a little closer. It's now a 6-2 game.
Man, that's a sinker coming in, and Yepez gets the head of that bat out there. You're talking about barreling up a ball. He surely did right down the line, keeping that ball fair. Wow.
He's happy about it. Former Brave bites the hand that once fed him, and now it's a 6-2 game.
In the running for Rookie of the Year as well. You know who the leaders are, BJ? You ready?
Let me know.
O'Neal Cruz, #1. Michael Harris, also #1. Number 3, Spencer Strider.
Man, I
there
like
we
it.
go. Christopher Morel, who we've seen with the Cubs, also in that. Yepez, as I mentioned as well. Mackenzie Gore.
Carlson rung up on a check swing. He's asking for an appeal. That was called at the plate. Chris Conroy rings him up. And what's good for the goose, good for the gander. It's late. If you offer, it's probably going to get called. And Carlson is 0 for 3.
This is worse than getaway day. You see balls on the outside corner strikes and no messing around on check swings. He went.
He went around. Yes, he did.
Connor Capel, the hitter, and takes downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. I always love talking about the Rookie of the Year race because it's so great for the lifeblood of our game. You never know when these first-year players are going to turn into also-rans or superstars and maybe head to Cooperstown. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, well hit center. Harris on his horse, still going back to the fence, reaches up, can't get it. Connor Capel has a splashdown hit. 2 solo homers. It's 6-3. His first big league home run on the 4th of July in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's one he'll never forget. 4th of July. Getting an opportunity because of injuries. Making the best of it.
Now the question is, who goes into Chattahoochee Falls and fishes out that souvenir for him?
Somebody, the bat boy or somebody's going to get that ball.
I know that area well, Chip.
That's right.
Be careful on those rocks.
Are you volunteering?
I would, but you know, tough to do both. Be in the booth, and I think Nick Green is the one that should go get it at this point.
Well, back to work. All of a sudden, we got a game again.
Yeah, this is what I worry about after rain delay. All that momentum you had before the rain delay. And 2 home runs. Cardinals are feeling it.
I was a little worried about Goldschmidt and Arenado. They just got singles, and Chavez got out of that inning, and I thought we were fine. But again, a big league roster with very good players, and you, as I said earlier, can't assume anything.
Again to center. Harris broke back, but he'll recover. And Austin Romine is out number 2 and back to the top, and Tommy Edman is the hitter. So that kid's first major league hit against Sandy Alcantara. That's a pretty good name. And now his first big league homer against Jesse Chavez. And look, looks like you're keeping a notebook. Old school.
Old school. I like that. Not looking at the iPad like everybody else does.
So hitter's diary in live time.
Impressive there
for Connor Capel. On the ground, first pitch, and Gosselin's got that. Couple of solo homers for the Cardinals makes it a 6-3 game with 8-9-1 coming up for the Braves in the home 6th. It's A-List Member Appreciation Week, and today's A-List member of the game is Dustin Ade of Canton. Dustin's been a member since 2021. His favorite A-List perks are invites to exclusive events and priority access to postseason tickets. Congratulations to Dustin Ade, today's A-List member of the game. So let's get a couple of these runs back. It's now 6-3 Braves. Gosselin, Harris, and Ronald Acuna Jr. are coming up against Oviedo. One thing to keep in mind with this Cardinal bullpen, like the Braves, they've got a bunch of hard throwers, including 2 men who can average 100 miles an hour in Helsley and Hicks. Oviedo's not too shabby, throwing at 96. That's how you beat it, and that skips across the line, fair ball. Gosselin's going to slam on the brakes. That was really well played and right by Capel. Got to it quickly and holds Phil to a long chalk skipping single.
That's all about Willie McGee right there, getting these outfielders in the right position. And Capel did a great job. Good swing here by Phil Gosselin. Fastball away. I mean, he hit a bullet down the line. But even better job by Capel, holding him to a single there.
Leadoff man on for Harris, and he takes a strike as some fireworks erupt above the Comcast building in right field. Harris with 19 ribbies this year. Braves have gotten a lot of production out of that number 9 spot. Most of it was when Dansby Swanson was hitting down there. Now Dansby's hitting second. But BJ, we were talking in between live action during the rain delay about Michael hitting 9th and how that's a perfect spot for him.
It is. With Ronald Acuna hitting leadoff, you know you're going to see some fastballs. You know you're going to see some strikes. And it's really helped this kid. He has really capitalized on it. 5 home runs, like you said, 18 RBIs. Continues to get better.
And if you ask a hitter ever after a home run, is that as far as you've ever hit a ball, they will always tell you no. And when I asked Michael Harris today, he said, I said, is that your furthest? He said, no, I got more. Spring training saying he hit one 445.
Whoa, that one whacked into the Braves dugout, and that sent Brian Snitker scrambling off the stairs.
Well, Snit still has those good reflexes.
Now he's going to move a step or 2 closer to the bench. I don't blame him. The pitch, runner goes, and it's Sky down the left field line and into the seats. Back to first is Gosselin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's one of the best inventions that Major League Baseball has come up with the dugouts that truly are dug out of the ground, the netting in front.
Yeah.
The old ballparks, they were wide open on field level, and there was nowhere to go when the ball was fouled that way. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a shot down the line, but that's foul again. And you're seeing what makes Michael so tough to pitch to when he's on. He's line to line in this at bat. And Snit's trying to find a safe spot with Harris up.
Come on, Michael, do not hit line drives at your manager. Straighten one out.
Darren O'Day has begun to play catch in the Braves bullpen. Looks like he will follow Jesse Chavez. As Harris putting up a fight, here's the 7th pitch. That was one of Brian's Ford keys at the start of our broadcast a while back. Be patient.
Be patient. Make him throw that strike. 3-2 count here. Looking to swing.
Let's see if Gosselin's running with nobody out. He's got a good lead. Leaning. He's going, and the pitch smoked off the pitcher's glove, deflects to second, and the peg to first. How about that? A double play, but that one hurt Oviedo. An absolute missile that came back to the mound. It deflected off of him in the air to the second baseman Gorman for a tough luck double play. And Oviedo, I'm not sure if he can continue. It may have gotten him on the pitching hand.
Well, you hate to see that. That ball was crushed.
Oh, man. If he doesn't get his hand up, we've got big problems.
Yep. That was his pitching arm he threw up there.
That's tough. I agree with you, Chip. Better than getting hit in the head for sure, but pitching hand, wrist, tough.
I don't even know why they're wasting time. Get him in there, put some ice on that thing and x-ray that.
Well, he's not going to continue. The Cardinals are going to go to their bullpen. As Oviedo hit with a batted ball that turns into an unfortunate double play for Michael Harris, who had a great at bat and hit a line drive that, if the pitcher hadn't been in the way, would have been a single to center field. So while the Cardinals continue to check out Oviedo, Ollie Marmol and Mike Maddox apparently are going to take him out of the game. The Cardinal reliever is standing on the infield grass. James Naley is waiting to stand atop the perch.
I don't get this at all, Paul. Why did you even hand him a ball? He's going back on the mound.
Well, here's my question. If Naley has come out of the bullpen, was he brought into the game?
So if the manager signals right or lefty, you can't change your mind and put the pitcher in. So he must not have signaled, and the reliever just run in.
Well, it's not going to matter anyway. Oviedo throws one pitch, can't continue. He's going to come out. They just wanted to make sure that he could feel the ball or have any command at all as Oviedo departs with injury, and it's fortunate it wasn't worse. We'll update you on his status and tell you about the new Cardinal pitcher in a second.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
The red, white, and blue everywhere in Atlanta on what has been a Rainy night. It is the happy 4th/5th of July now as we reach 12:04 in the morning after a 2.5-hour rain delay. It is Independence Day. We've got a good ball game. Braves lead the Cardinals 6-3. Missouri native James Naley will follow Oviedo, who leaves with injury, so he'll get some extra time to get ready. He made his second big league appearance last night. He's been used as a multi-inning guy for the St. Louis Cardinals, both in the major leagues and the minor leagues. And he will run into Ronald Acuna Jr. first here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. So while Naley gets ready, we will step aside on this warm, rainy night in Atlanta for a quick word from our friends at Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. will make his way to the plate. He has walked, he has singled, he has scored a run. He has driven home a run with that bases loaded base on balls. And he has a single. That came in the 4th inning. (6-3) Braves in front. Oh, Acuna almost got hit. They've pitched him in a couple of times in this game. A bullet hit toward third. And that will end the Atlanta 6th. To the 7th we go. Braves by 3. Scores the importance of having a good pool scoop, because that member of the Braves grounds crew here at Truist Park is busy in Chattahoochee Falls trying to get the home run ball for Connor Capel, his first home run in the major leagues.
You got to get in there. Got shorts on, take those shoes off, roll them up.
Well, that's a good ball. It's going to be waterlogged, but it's worth it.
Well, my question is, if he can't find it before O'Day's ready to go, is he allowed to keep fishing? Nope, he's got. He's going to have to come back. And he makes the long. Yeah, you got to leave the. Nope, going through the shrubbery. Here we go. Find an entryway.
Now that looked like you, Paul.
There it was. Me and Homer Simpson easing back into the shrubbery.
Darren O'Day will face Brendan Donovan for the Cardinals. And the first pitch popped up. Shift is on. Lightning flashing as that ball is in the first or second row of seats. Four games for Darren O'Day. Jesse Chavez, 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them homers. Braves still lead by a 3 spot. Out of play by Donovan. It's 0-2. Base is empty for Brendan Donovan. And O'Day struck him out. There's a good start to the 7th. 1 up, 1 down.
There's that rising fastball. That pitch that I couldn't hit from the right side.
87 miles an hour. Looks 100, the upshoot.
Dylan Lee is up in the bullpen in case someone gets on and brings Nolan Gorman to the plate. First, though, it's Goldschmidt, who singled up the middle in his last trip to the plate. And that floats in for a strike.
I love our broadcast team. Kelly Kroll, if you were up watching, Hope you're feeling better. She's a little under the weather, and we all wish you the best here. And in case you missed her interview with Darren O'Day on covering first the Washington National game, you got to check it out on Twitter. It is phenomenal. And when O'Day finishes with baseball, he has a career as a stand-up comedian.
Well, let's hope that's not for a while for Dan.
Yeah.
It was way ahead of Goldschmidt. No balls, 2 strikes. And he paints a corner. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Wow, that was nasty right there, Paul.
We haven't talked about that at all, guys. We talked about the Braves offense. We talked about the starting pitching and the defense. I think we've kind of given the Braves bullpen short shrift for the great job that they did in June.
The frisbee sidearm slider away, freezing one of the best hitters in the game, who walks away knowing it was a strike. BJ.
That's just a nasty slider right there to a right-hander.
Why is that so hard? I mean, you said you don't like them at all. Is it where it comes out of?
It's trying to see the ball out of his hand, and it, you know, that hand drops down. It's almost like it's in the dirt coming up at you, and it's so tough for a right-hander to pick up.
I had a hitter once tell me, like, there's no pitching machine that throws from that angle. There's no pitching coach that throws from that angle in batting practice. So now all of a sudden, I got to pick that up in the game when I just don't see it.
That's right. I mean, it's a tough pitch to see, especially that rising fastball.
Two outs on 8 pitches for O'Day. As Nolan Arenado is the batter. He's got 2 singles on the night. Ball 2 for the Cardinal third baseman. In June, the Braves bullpen a .303 earned run average. That was their lowest ERA by month. In 2022, they also won 8 games in relief during their 21-win month. There's this one on the ground. Riley's going to vacuum that up, and he's going to make the peg to first in time. O'Day, a good job. 3 up and 3 men down. We will send you in a moment to the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor and the gang staying up late with us. Lots of good things to talk about in tonight's ball game. But first, it's the 4th of July. Certainly we have to sing God Bless America, don't we? And that indeed will be the case here at Truist Park, where we had a crowd of 41,975, which puts the Braves just shy of 1.6 million in attendance as we get to the halfway point here in 2022. Let's enjoy the music, and then we'll send you to the stretch.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, our home sweet home.
That's American Idol finalist Rachel Hale with God Bless America on the 4th/5th of the July. That's a great way to send us to the stretch, where the Braves enjoy a 6-3 lead. Trevor, take it away. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. This is the Major League Baseball hits leader since May the 15th. 67 of them. Oh, I said, At my age, it's past my bedtime. I think I said Trevor and Pete. I'm sorry. I was looking right at Brian.
Thank you, man. I did a pretty good job, man.
You do a great job with the stretch every single time. Who's Trevor working with tonight? Just kidding. It's Peter Moylan, of course. And that's downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. So let me rephrase that. Trevor and Peter. Peter Moylan. Great job.
Don't forget Nick Green. He was out there, too.
Well, that's right. Well, and Nick's doing double duty tonight.
Duty, yes.
So our teammates doing a great job with the pregame, postgame stretch. And they'll be with us after the game on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. Trevor, Nick, and Peter. Unless Brian wants to join him.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. 6-3 your score. Naley back out there with Dansby ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. That is grounded foul.
Let's see if the Braves can add on some runs here. Get some momentum back.
Right guys to do that. Swanson, Olsen, and Austin Riley are coming up. Boy, Dansby just looks so comfortable in the box right now. This ball's driven toward right center. Capel is there, and Carlson at the last moment has to reach out and grab that ball knee high before it hit the warning track. Dansby hit that ball a long way, but he's out number 1.
I mean, when he hit that ball, I thought this was just a pop-up, but that ball just kept going. Carlson did a good job of keeping his eyes on the ball and making the old basket. Look at the backhand catch. It's not how you teach it, Paul.
It's not, and I agree with you on that hit. A lot of moisture in the air right now. Dansby a pop-up the other way and almost left the yard.
That ball scorched out of play by Matt, and into the seats. It's 0-1. Olsen 2 RBI singles in the game. He's also walked, so Matt has a perfect night at the plate. Braves 6, Cardinals 3, 7th inning.
What do you think about him if they take away the shift?
Well, if they take away the shift, he'd be hitting 400 right now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Later on tonight, game 2 of the series. Ian Anderson will pitch for the Braves. Andre Palente will pitch for St. Louis. I don't think we've seen Andre before, so we'll catch his act, as will you, tomorrow beginning at 6:30 with Braves Live. First pitch 7:20. The 1-2, and Olsen is down on strikes, 2 away. And Austin Riley is your batter, looking for his first hit. He's had plenty of those in the month of June and July. So many, he's our GNG impact player of the game.
Yeah, pretty good road trip for Austin Riley. A couple of home runs. But last 13 games, man, he has been on fire. 8 RBIs, 348 average. He's starting to figure something out, Paul.
Heating up.
No balls and a strike.
Those numbers, that just shows you how good a year Goldschmidt is having. 1,041 OPS on the whole season.
Base is empty for Austin. And another drive toward right. Capel is on the run, as again lightning flashing overhead, but it's dry at the ballpark at the moment, where the Braves head to the 8th with a 3-run lead. his first major league home run. That came off Jesse Chavez. It went into Chattahoochee Falls. Grounds crew tried to get the pool net out, couldn't find the ball in time, had to scamper into the trees, then waited for the inning to end, and then at long last went in, found the ball. Eddie Perez gives it the cursory inspection to make sure it was actually the ball that Capel hit. That will be authenticated and sent to the Cardinal clubhouse as the Braves and Redbirds continue on in the wee hours of the morning.
I didn't know Eddie Perez could authenticate. A man of many talents.
Yes, he is.
Well, a big cheer, and look at Travis d'Arnaud standing statuesque behind home plate while Albert Pujols is announced. Final season for Pujols, back in a Cardinal uniform and pinch hitting against Dylan Lee.
How about this, guys? You think about his career. 401 players were selected before him in the '99 June draft. Man, a lot of teams made some mistakes.
He's 130 RBIs away from Henry Aaron's all-time RBI record. He is 37 RBIs away from tying Babe Ruth on the all-time list. It won't happen here as the ground ball is hit to third, and Pujols is retired for out number one. We've got the rest of this series to talk about. One of the game's great players who's appearing in Atlanta for the final time. He's retired to start the St. Louis 8th as we step aside for a word from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Dylan Lee is another name we should be talking more about. This young man has stepped into the bullpen and is not only getting outs, he's getting outs in high leverage situations in the absence of Tyler Matzik, who's back and active for the Braves tonight.
And you can't forget what he did last year. World Series, bringing him up in tough situation and giving the Braves some good innings.
Because he throws strikes. Here's another one. Riley waits for the good hop. Yepez out by a step. 2 away in the 8th inning. Yepez with a homer and a single. He is the second out, and Dylan Carlson is the final hope. Fans, get your phones ready to scan the Coors Light check in to chill QR code. That's coming up soon. As Carlson is hitless in tonight's game. Inside corner strike. Mentioned Dylan Lee throws strikes 69.7% of the time.
Man, only 6 pitches, got 2 outs. This would be huge. We can get him to go another inning.
I'll tell you what, another reliever that has experience as a starter, so he can throw multiple innings. His slider, his breaking ball's gotten better this year, I believe. Really looks good.
Yeah, he and Strider, great finds out of the system, playing big roles for the Braves. As that's out of play foul. Strider's going to pitch the finale of this series. That's going to be on Thursday night. Max Fried on Wednesday. Ian Anderson, as we said, pitches game 2 tomorrow. And Strider was magnificent in his last outing. 11 strikeouts, 6 innings of 1 hit ball against the Cincinnati Reds on the road.
It's in Cincinnati, not the easiest place to pitch. Braves threw very well. Morton as well, exceptional.
Brave starters over their last 4 games, 24 innings, 3 runs. And Kyle Wright's night was interrupted by the long rain delay. And he had plus stuff in game 1.
Speaking of runs, Kyle Wright had an unearned run changed, or a run that was earned changed to unearned, and they gave a E2. I'm sorry, E4.
Yep.
2-2 pitch is ripped to the right side, foul.
Guys, after looking at Strada and his mustache, right across the field, Mikolas has the same mustache.
Yeah, Miles Mikolas for the Cardinals. Yep, he does.
Yeah, man.
They're going to lock up. It's going to be the all-stash game.
In the air toward left center field. Rosario will play that one safely. Dylan Carlson is going to streak towards second and slide in safely with a double. That comes with 2 outs. And Connor Capel is coming up. So Dylan Carlson, 17 doubles on the year. Edmundo Sosa is going to come on and pinch hit for Capel now, as the Cardinals play matchup here in the 8th inning. Five RBIs for Sosa. Was 1 hit away from 100 as a big leaguer. Don't want that to happen this week. The pitch. Strike call. No balls, 2 strikes for Sosa, and a swing and a miss. The Cardinals are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in tonight's game, and the Braves have a 3-run lead. Good job by Dylan Lee. He allows just 1 St. Louis hit. Phone, scan this QR code on your screen for a chance to check into Chill. Coors Light's pricing out the ultimate Braves experience by treating you and a guest to a Coors Light decorated hotel room located in the Battery, Atlanta, and tickets to a game. It is 6-3. Atlanta is in front. And Travis d'Arnaud set to lead off. First, a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
d'Arnaud looking for a second hit tonight as the Braves try to add on in the 8th inning. They will face the 9-1-2 hitters in the St. Louis 9th. Braves with 6 runs on 10 hits tonight. Very efficient offense. 5 of the runs came in the second before the rains began after the 4th inning. That's fouled away. Wholesale changes for the Cardinals defensively. Yepez moves to left field. Donovan moves from left field to right field. Remember, Capel out of the game. And Albert Pujols is in at first base. Wonder if Albert will get the start against Ian Anderson tomorrow night.
In his prime, he was the best hitter that I faced. He was the most complete hitter. He was a hitter that you didn't really know how to get him out. There's other great players in the game. You know, if you throw a ball in, you can get him out. You know, if you bury a slider away, you can get him out. He was the guy in the meetings. You say, Albert Pujols, pitchers meetings, and it just got quiet. Nobody knew what to say.
Yeah, pray.
Yeah, it was like, hey, just mix your pattern. We know he's a great hitter. Try to get the guys out before he walks up to the plate out. You know, those kinds of things. That's when there's, you know, when nobody could really crack the code.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's out of play, foul. Stan Musial in St. Louis was called the man, but the recent vintage of that in St. Louis was Pujols, whose nickname was El Hombre, the man.
The man, yes.
Austin Riley went and hit with Albert for a full weekend, and I said, what was the most impressive thing or thing that you learned? And he said, well, we hit off the tee, we took soft toss, this and that. And he goes, out of all of that, 3 days of hitting, Albert never mishit a ball. How's that even possible, BJ?
I mean, I've watched him. You're right. He's one of the greatest hitters to ever play this game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's in the dirt. And how great is it for the game that after his long stint with the Angels that Albert Pujols comes back where it all started and is going to finish with the Cardinals.
Yes.
And I think thanks to Molina really supporting that and making that happen. I told him before the game, man, I'm just happy to see you back in the Cardinal uniform. I didn't think he was going to leave, but we know how this game is today.
Strike 3, 2 strikeouts for Naley. And d'Arnaud is out number 1. Here's Ozuna. We'll update Oviedo's status, but first a message from Racetrack.
Fuel up like the Freeze does with whatever gets you going at Racetrack.
Ozuna has a hit and a run scored. And that's back to the screen. The word just came from the Cardinals clubhouse. Oviedo has a right hand injury. X-rays were negative. So he is day to day for Oli Marmol's Cardinals.
Good for him. I don't know how, because Harris smoked that ball.
Speaking of smoking a ball, that one's hammered toward the gap in left center, but it's going to die in the glove of Dylan Carlson. Here's gotten heavy here late, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
2
has.
outs.
Looked like that had a top spin on it. The way that ball went down, and Dylan Carlson had to reach down and make that play.
I didn't know if that was the air or top spin, but day game, that probably gets out of here.
So with 2 outs, we invite you to take part in the MLB Ballpark app and complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Well, a nice welcome back for Eddie Rosario. He picked up his first hit since going to the injured list on April 25th. Crowd has serenaded him with the Eddie chant. A couple of good plays in the outfield tonight. And I would imagine after the long rain delay, the excitement of returning to the big leagues, getting into a big league game, he's going to sleep very well tonight.
He is going to sleep very well. But he's going to have a smile on his face because he got that hit out of the way.
Popped behind third. Long run. And recovering and making the play is Nolan Arenado. So Naley was terrific through 2 1/3 innings, and the Braves go to the 9th, needing 3 outs for a 3-run win.
Baseball is brought to you by the All-South Highway Safety Team. Never mix drinking and driving. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Dansby and the Braves beating the Cardinals 6-3 as we head to inning number 9. Before Will Smith tries to save the day for the Braves, let's enjoy a quick word from Landmark.
Take me out to the Giants. Take me out for a car. The Giants selection is something to see.
Guillermo Heredia has checked in defensively for the Braves. He's in left field for Rosario. So it's Heredia, Harris, and Acuna left to right. And Will Smith will face the 9-1-2 Cardinal hitters as he has the biggest lead a closer can have with 1 inning of work. 3 runs. Austin Romine leads off and is 0 for 3.
It's always good to see Will Smith get ahead with that first fastball.
Braves tried to strike first against the Cardinals, a team they beat 6 out of 7 times last year. And you might recall it was an important series the Braves played up in St. Louis. They swept the Cardinals.
Yep.
And it was the first time they got over 500.
And they didn't look back after that.
One ball, 2 strikes for Austin Romine. And Will missed inside with a fastball. Don't want many, if any, on if the lineup gets down to Goldschmidt. And back out of play, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Tyler Matzik is back on the active roster. Brian Snitker told me before the game, it's great to have him back, but it's almost unfair, if you will, to put him in high leverage situations right away, as long as he was away from the team with the shoulder problems. That's why he was up. If the Braves had added a run or 2, you might have seen him come in a 4 or 5 run game, as opposed to this 3-run game. As Will has thrown 6 pitches to the 9th place hitter, Austin Romine, and has a full count. Don't want to walk him. And that's exactly what he did. This low.
How do you take that pitch? Well, you mentioned Matzik. I'm looking forward to seeing him throw. Healthy arm. The guy on the mound right now, Will Smith, saying Matzik has the best stuff on the staff. Electric from the left side. 3-run lead. Get that good slider, get a ground ball.
Edman's done that 3 times. He's also struck out once.
And this is something that gets him in trouble. When you start off with that curveball and it's not a strike, you fall behind. I mean, hitters take advantage of that.
And Will just balked.
Now here's the deal. He balked. That's fine. You get a 3-run lead, man on second, forget about him. Get the guy at the plate out. Do not worry about the man on second. Get an out.
That was thrown with a bit of anger.
There it is. I like it. Get ahead. Go to that slider, get a ground ball, get 1 out.
Wind picking up, blowing toward the chop house here in Atlanta. The pitch almost hit him. Ball 2. A leadoff walk in the 9th. Then a balk. Romine at second. Nobody out. And Will back in the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. He went around. Edman is rung up. Check swing strikeout. There's the first out. And here's Donovan. An 0 for 5 night for Tommy Edman with 2 strikeouts.
There's that good slider we know and love. Edman can't hold up.
So here's the biggest hitter in the game, with Goldschmidt waiting on deck. And Donovan is a guy that will make an opposing pitcher work. He sees a lot of pitches. Not so many tonight. He's 0 for 3 and has been plunked by one of them. (2-0). Cardinals do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position in the game. They are 0 for 8. They have a sac fly and 2 solo homers. Donovan made him throw a strike, and Will complied. Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Pujols are lurking. Line drive into left field. That's going to get down in front of Heredia. The throw will come into second. That keeps the double play alive. But Donovan with a big hit. And now the Cardinals will bring Goldschmidt into the batter's box, representing the tying run.
Before this at bat, Donovan hits .411 off fastballs from lefties, struggles with the breaking stuff, but Will unable to throw the slider for a strike, had to go into the fastball.
So the Cardinals do get a hit with a man at second or third. It doesn't score a run. And Goldschmidt, 1 for 4 in the game, digs in. Braves 6, St. Louis 3. Goldschmidt has faced Smith 8 times. Will has struck him out 3 times.
It's 12:49, BJ. We didn't stay up this long to have it be easy. We want a little drama. We want a little tension.
I don't want much drama, Paul.
Ball 2. Arenado is waiting on deck. All this started with a walk to Austin Romine. There is 1 out. A double play would end the game. The pitch right on by. He was late. Maybe his best fastball of the inning, 93 miles an hour. Fans are still into this game. It's been a good one. The 2-2. It was low. And now a full count. Wind is whipping. Will Smith comes set with Cardinals at the corners. The pitch. The bases are loaded.
Wow, this kind of reminds me of Cincinnati. Loaded up the bases, fortunate enough to get out of it. And he has to face Arenado.
Braves bullpen is scurrying right now. Let's see who they get up.
Well, you lead by 3. You need 2 outs. Arenado, 2 hits, 2 ground balls. We'd prefer the latter. But Will has now thrown 23 pitches and only 10 strikes. Jackson Stevens is getting up and warming quickly. You've got Pujols and Yepez next. And Rick Kranitz will slowly make his way to the mound to buy some time for Stevens to warm up. It's uncanny how often it happens in a major league game, no matter the lead. When you issue a leadoff walk, all of a sudden it changes everything. And then the balk, of course, didn't help either, and Will has not yet been able to get the aim straight.
And that surprises me. You're facing a number 9 hitter, a guy that has 0 home runs. Why not challenge him? Get ahead. Challenge him with your fastball, Paul.
I agree.
And there is that man, Romine. Donovan at second, Goldschmidt at first. Arenado is 1 for 7 lifetime against Will.
Well, Arenado's not swinging for a single, I can tell you that one.
bases are loaded. It's a 6-3 game. Strike two.
That was big right there. Arenado hitting 347 off lefties on the fastball. Just took a very hittable pitch. He wishes he had it back.
So he's got him set up. Let's see how he finishes him. Fastball. 94 on that one. And Nolan fouled that away.
Love to see that good slider in right here.
Again, Smith to the belt and his 1-2 pitch. Hey, yeah. Down on strikes. 2 out.
What a pitch. It is the slider. The previous 2 fastballs that he threw with some oomph behind it set that up. What a big out and a big strikeout to a great hitter.
So here we go. It's Will Smith versus Albert Pujols with the game on the line. And a little high, 1 ball, no strikes. Two outs, 3-run game. Man, was he out in front of that. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I thought he swung and it hit him in his back leg.
Thought so too.
Well, if you swing and it hits you, it's a strike,
It's a
not
strike.
a hit by
That's
pitch.
right.
So Smith about to make his 30th pitch. And here it is. He's a pitch away from a homestand opening win against the Cardinals.
Look, to see Pujols do that, he is looking for that slider, but he's just a little anxious.
The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Two walks, a hit, 2 strikeouts in the inning.
This is the time you throw that slow curveball for a strike.
On the ground, that is foul. And Pujols lives to see another pitch.
What are you going to throw him here, Paul?
I mean, I'm seeing a slower bat, so I'm coming with the heater.
There you go. Heater
like
up in the zone.
Yeah, throw it like you did to Arenado. Get mad. All the cameras are out trying to get video of Pujols. See if he can strike him out.
Two balls, 2 strikes. High fly ball down the left field line, but that's into the seats, foul. We mentioned it an inning ago or so. The ball is not carrying as well as it did earlier in the game. The wind is blowing straight in from left. It's going to take a titanic blast, I would think, to get the ball out.
This is the 34th pitch by Will Smith.
Again, Smith readies his 2-2.
I love the selection right there. Just didn't execute the fastball up. Full count, bases loaded. This is what you stayed up for, Braves fans.
Yepez on deck. We want to see him tomorrow. The Cardinals will be running at first, second, and third with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. And here we go. Little number back to the mound. Will, take your time. And a strike to first, and the Braves win it. Well, that was worth the wait. 6-3 your final score as we are a minute shy of 1 a.m. Will Smith gets the save, and the Braves draw first blood against the Cardinals. A 6-3 final score.
Good start to the series. Great job by Kyle Wright. Dealing for 4 innings, only giving up one unearned run. And the offense got off to a great start. Dansby Swanson continues to swing a hot bat. And man, Paul, a little stressful, but we pulled it out.
Important bounce back game after yesterday, Braves. Coming home in front of the fans, 4th of July, a lot of energy. Important they got off to a good start. They did. Need to keep pressure on the Mets, keep winning series, and when you win the first game of a series, it always helps.
So the Braves do keep pace with the Mets. They stay 3.5 games back, and they will celebrate July 4th with a hard-fought 6-3 win over the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 2 of the series comes your way a little bit later on tonight. It'll be Ian Anderson taking the ball for the Braves. Our coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern here on Bally Sports. For Nick Green, Paul Bird, Brian Jordan, I'm Chip Carey. Happy 4th and 5th of July, everybody. Can't wait to see you back at the ballpark tomorrow night for Game 2. We'll see you then.